Howdy, Jim.
Javier.
Nice to have you here in Miami for a change.
Oh, it's gorgeous to be here. I know. We don't get down here nearly enough.
I know, exactly. Especially this time of the year with this beautiful weather.
I know, it's gorgeous. Back in New Jersey, it was all rain and sleet and everything else. It's nice to come to sunshine.
I know. So we're here in South Beach, and we have a pretty unique opportunity to drive the new XC90 T8, but this is the plug-in hybrid,
This is the plug-in hybrid, right. So the T8 is our twin engine.
Yeah.
And so it gets up to 400 horsepower by combining the gas engine with the electric motor in the rear.
So let's go for a little drive, and
Yep.
while we talk, did I turn it on?
Yeah. We're on. You just need to shift into. Yep, there
That's
you go.
the thing, since it's plug-in hybrid.
It's quiet. I know. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Not quite sure. That's why they had to add the little message when you first turn it on. A little message that comes that says "car is active."
Okay.
To kind of remind people.
So this is based obviously on the very, very successful, and I cannot say it very enough, I guess, very successful new XC90, right?
Yes. So the XC90 has been the first car in our scalable product architecture, and really has been the car that shows our new design philosophy. And the car has been very, very well received. We've been very lucky to receive a lot of honors for it, and the customers really seem to love it as well. So the T6 was with the gas engine that came out in August. This is the T8 with a twin engine, which started being released to customers just in January, so relatively soon. And then we have the R design version, which is mechanically the same as the T6, but has a different flavor to the look and feel.
So this being a plug-in hybrid, I noticed that pretty much the cabin is exactly the same.
Yes.
I mean, because I understand the battery is under here.
That's right. So that was one of the big challenges in this, and one of the great things about the new product platform, the new product architecture, is that we put the battery in the center tunnel. And we get a lot of benefits from that. Not only do we get the benefit of not giving up any interior space compared to the regular gas engines.
That happens with other cars that apply the hybrid technology into the regular car, and they sacrifice a lot of space in most cases.
And so that's what's interesting about this platform. It was built from the ground up for electrification. So it was built around electrification, a plan for that. And then also from a safety standpoint, by having the battery pack here in the center tunnel, it is the safest place for it to be. You don't have batteries being pushed into people. You don't have as much worry about the batteries being impacted from a crash because of its center and low gravity.
You have a pledge for that 2020 plan that nobody will get killed or seriously injured in a Volvo car. That's pretty amazing.
That's right. I mean, it's our vision. We started it back in about 2008, where we said our vision is that no one should be killed or seriously injured in a new Volvo by the year 2020. And so that's more than just marketing speak. That has really been the core of all of the engineering and design decisions that we've made over the last several years with these new cars. It's how can we integrate semi-autonomous technology? How can we integrate more boron steel? How can we redesign the seats to accept different forces so that the force is going into the seat of the car rather than into your back? Everything that you see really ties back to that vision.
So let's talk a little bit more about this plug-in hybrid technology, because it's pretty amazing. I mean, we're driving the car, we can hardly hear anything from the outside. I mean, because the cabin is very well isolated, but also because the powertrain is like, I mean, we might be going electric at the moment.
Yeah, yes, we are. We're in electric right now, and so there's a few different kind of variations of electric. You have the pure electric mode, which you will drive for about, depending on your drive style, about up to 14 miles on pure electric mode, and then you have the hybrid mode. And so in hybrid mode, and if you notice, you have not only D on your gear shifter, but you also have B for battery.
Okay.
What that does is we have those two different modes that in that hybrid mode, the car can regenerate a lot of its own electricity. So when you're driving in hybrid mode, you'll have in certain instances where it will switch over to pure electric, and then you have other instances where the gas engine how far you can go without the driver doing anything. And so you kind of really are able to
advantage of like the engine. What's the gas engine in this car?
This is the T6 engine, so this is a turbocharged, supercharged engine. The engine alone is at 306 or 302 horsepower in this, and then another 87 horsepower in the electric motor. But you really get kind of the best of both worlds when you put it into hybrid mode. And then you also have when you cruise on the highway, and depending on what speed you're going, if you're at about 55 or lower, that's when you'll switch over to more of the battery power. Okay. So again, you kind of get those benefits of, you know, gas when you need that extra power and that extra performance, electricity when the situation calls for it, and then of course, you know, you have the two combined, you get up to the 400 horsepower. Yeah, so MPGe is an important number. So the MPGe is about 52. Wow. And so, of course, that is an equivalency number because they're looking at how much energy can come out of 1 gallon of gas versus the electric. On the regular gas motor, you're getting at about 25 miles for highway, 20 for city, and about 22 combined. Which is pretty good. Very efficient for a 7-seat.
Because it's a very big car. I mean, like 3 rows of seating.
3 rows of seating, plenty of storage space. 84 cubic feet of space. It wasn't us. And very flexible as well. That's how much they like the car.
Miami Beach is like known for a lot of different things, and lately, unfortunately, traffic is one of them. I mean, it's getting really, really busy. But
you know, it's interesting you talk about traffic. You know, our approach to autonomous drive is this type of stop and go traffic is one of the least pleasurable driving scenarios for most people. And on average, the American commute is 26 minutes. In cities like Miami, it's going to be a lot longer. So how can we use autonomous drive technology to make this type of commute better? And so that's when we do things like pilot assist, where in this vehicle, it will accelerate, decelerate, come to a complete stop, and steer itself at speeds under 30 miles per hour.
So this will be a perfect scenario to test it, right?
Absolutely, yep. So, you know, when we get it, and we get a pilot car as well, and we have to be able to see the lane markings. Okay. You know, we'll be able
pilot is a package, a technology package, or?
So it's part of the technology and convenience packages in the car. So, and when you get adaptive cruise control, you get the pilot assist.
Okay, so we're gonna find a place to make a legal U-turn.
Yes.
And we're gonna try that. And in the meantime, let's talk about a little bit the design, because on top of the technology and the safety features in this car, that's another aspect that really caught attention of a lot of people.
Yes. So, I mean, what I think you kind of realize here is, you know, this interior design, there's a lot of light. Yeah. So we have a very low belt line, what we call kind of the greenhouse, a lot of glass. And because of the boron steel, we were able to make these pillars much thinner. And then, of course, we had developed a new laminate glass for the roof so that we're able to get as much of the panoramic sunroof as possible.
So pretty much almost, I mean, all the first and second rows are completely under the panoramic sunroof. That's right. But that gives also the impression to the people in the third row that the car is much bigger.
The car is bigger, but also you get that light, and that's very important in Scandinavian design, is you get that light. And of course, and then that's accented with lighter tones throughout the car. So we have the natural open pore wood, which is beautiful. You can really feel kind of the grain in it, which is unusual in cars. Usually it's very heavily lacquered, and so it's very shiny. And then, of course, all of it is natural leather. The Nappa leather, which is new to Volvo, and the leather on the sides. It's very important that those materials be that true leather with the perforation, so we can do the ventilated seats as well. So you have very fine materials, because the design is not only should it be a So you have very fine materials, because the design is not only should it be a calming place to be. You know, this is the amount of the only alone time that a lot of people get is in their drive. So it should be a calming environment. It should be a recharging
most comfortable possible. Yes. And then the little details. I mean, there's details everywhere in this car, but this one I love.
Yes, going back to the Swedish heritage with the little bit of the flag. You know, that was quite a debate within the company. You know, because Swedish culture is not to brag, so to speak. But it was really encouraged by, you know, a lot of different people that said, hey, this car is embodying Scandinavian philosophy in design.
So
and so
now
there should be
here we can
some
see
pride.
Also, one of the other beautiful
with that, with
so
the flag
the
and
Sensus
the
touchscreen.
Yeah.
So what was great about this, we talked about the Scandinavian design as trying to make things as simple as possible. But also, how can we design technology so that when new tech comes along, we can have that be integrated into the vehicles?
Yeah.
And I think CarPlay is a good example of that. And soon Android Auto. So with this technology, we don't need extra buttons and stuff like that. Through the software, we can update that technology.
There's a lot of things that you can control there, but it's so simple design.
Right, a very simple design. And it's all designed to be like a consumer tablet. So it was very important that it have the same type of motions, that it also has the same type of responsiveness that you would find on a consumer tablet. Because, the last thing that you want is to be moving around and having any type of delay. But we developed this 4-tile system, so you always have the most important information that's available to you. And of course, when you integrate in Apple CarPlay, it takes up this bottom tile, so that way it doesn't take over the entire screen.
You can still use the rest of
you can still use the rest of everything else. But we refer to this as the whenever, and we refer to this as the now. So everything that you need to operate the vehicle will not only appear in the center dash, or what we call the DIM,
your attention to the front of the row and everything,
but also the heads-up display. So you have your navigation information there. Navigation information will show up in the heads-up display, speed information, all of that. So not only do you have that information there, but there's a lot of different ways of getting it. You can use it through the touch screen, but you can also use it through your voice for the voice controls. You can also use it through the thumbs. In the all the menus are
and
there.
Everything appears right there.
It appears right there. So that was very important to make sure that there were multiple ways of getting to information, and there were multiple ways to see information to make it as least distracting as possible.
Okay, so now we're here stuck in traffic.
We are stuck in traffic.
It's green. Okay, so now we're here stuck in traffic.
We are stuck in traffic.
It's green, but
it's green, but we're not moving. We're going to see if we can get some lane markings.
So yeah, there they are.
So in the center lane, so that icon in the middle there, you see with the lanes, it's grayed out right now. Yep. So it'll only go up to 30 miles per hour, but it will need to try with the arrow over, and it says that it's currently unavailable.
Oh, okay. That's because we're like not hardly moving.
Yeah, we're hardly moving. Sometimes a little tough too, because with the power of the sun, and it's also sometimes a little tough too, because with the power of the sun and that we have
in the meantime,
the white
let's talk about
concrete here against the white lines.
Huge project and very important. I think that's happening with Volvo, which is pilot program. I understand, to try the autonomous driving. Right?
That's right. We'll be the first automaker to put 100 consumers in fully autonomous vehicles. It will start in 2017. It will be in Sweden, around Gothenburg, which is of course where the company is based. And so the goal there is to really identify how people will use this technology on a regular basis. And it's very, very exciting. Because it's not like a lot of programs right now where it's engineers that are driving the cars and things like that, but actual consumers that would use it as part of their daily lives.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at test drives that are like closed circuits and like not on the regular streets. This is going to be regular streets instead.
Yeah, it'll be primarily focused around the outer kind of highway in Gothenburg. So there's a number of things that has been pre-mapped using high-resolution mapping, but also we have some vehicle-to-infrastructure technology.
So this must have been a great collaboration with the city.
It has.
Right? Cars will put 100 self-driving cars on the streets of Gothenburg in Sweden, with real customers in the driver's seat.
The local governments there have been great to collaborate with this, because they see the value as far as the safety is concerned. What's also interesting too about vehicle to infrastructure communication is, along with the Drive Me pilot project for the autonomous cars, we're also piloting another project using our cloud, where the vehicle can detect slippage on the road.
Okay.
And it can take that information and send it to the road officials to say, there's a patch of ice here.
Oh, really?
That you need to get out and salt that or
Wow.
plow or whatever. And so what you hope to do is kind of stitch a picture of the road in given conditions and try to see, you know, where is it slipping, where is it slippery, and be able to, you know, put that together to warn other drivers.
Okay, so Volvo's gonna help not only its own drivers but everybody else on the road.
Everyone else. And so we're really excited about that, and it kind of shows what the potential is for connected cars as far as how it can be used not only for, of course, the driver inside the car, but also for benefiting other drivers.
Huh? Right now, what?
You could try the adaptive cruise control.
Okay.
will work. So we'll just arrow that over, and so we're at a stop now. So once we get up, and then
to any speed,
we just press the center button to. Yep. So right now it was set it to 20. If you wanted to increase the ideal speed that you would go.
Well, we wish that we could.
Yeah, you're not. Well, yeah, you're stopped, so you're not going anywhere.
You're not going
and then
anywhere.
we'll shorten the. You can choose here the distance between you and the car in front of you.
Like really close, the closest one, I guess.
Yep.
So now the system is set. It's set to go up to 20 miles.
Yep.
So do I have to?
You have to engage, but
engage?
then. Yep. So it's looking for the car in front.
So should I like press it again?
No, you can let go of the gas.
Oh, now it's braking on its own.
Now it will brake on its own. Yep.
And if we were to stop completely with the car restart, so should I like press it
So,
again?
no, you can let go of the gas. Stop. It'll stay at a complete stop for about 10 seconds, and then if there's no movement, then the system will shut off. But all you have to do is just tap the gas again, and it will reset
on
itself.
its own too. We have done already a couple of not complete stops because we're like moving really slowly. So this is what you were referring to, like this kind of traffic. So now we have done already a couple of.
Yes, you do, and so in this scenario too, you're still responsible for the steering.
Right.
What we have is this kind of city environment. What happens is the lane markings.
This kind of traffic.
This kind of traffic at every intersection.
But we can have an.
And so we talk about infrastructure. That's one of these things is that pilot assist works best on a highway where you have kind of consistent lane markings and going back and forth. When you lose those lane markings in the intersections, that's where adaptive cruise control really kind of comes in best.
How does that work in like extreme weather, like under snow and ice?
So the vehicle is smart enough to say in what conditions it will be able to operate and ones that it won't. For adaptive cruise control, it's primarily using radar. So radar can be used in almost any weather situation, with the exception of if you have a lot of ice start to build up on the radar itself. But what we've done to prevent that, we had that in our previous cars, is we moved the radar from the grill area to up here. Okay. So now the radar, in addition to the cameras and everything else, will be cleared with the windshield wipers. And so that's a very important point, yeah. Unfortunately, adaptive cruise control isn't gonna.
It doesn't control the other driver. So we tried the system.
Unfortunately, adaptive cruise control isn't gonna.
It takes away a lot of
doesn't control the other driver.
That's often what people say is the most frustrating part of this type of bumper-to-bumper traffic.
And still, I mean, even if I wasn't paying that much attention, the car will stop on its own, and I guess it will give me an audio, like an alarm or something.
Alert, yeah. So I mean, there's two aspects. When you're on the adaptive cruise control, the car will gently kind of come to a stop. If you're in kind of a regular environment, let's say a pedestrian was to walk through and you did nothing, then you would get the warning on the dash saying that something needs your attention. And if you still did nothing, then the car would come to a very abrupt stop.
So the XC90 was the first vehicle in this new era for Volvo, as we can say. But I understand you're going to be really busy for the next 3-4 years.
Very busy. I mean, by 2019, this will be the oldest vehicle.
2019?
Yes. We're doing the S90 sedan, which we had just released, which is our large sedan. We have the V90 wagon, which will be coming very soon. And then from there, we are completely redesigning and redeveloping all of our cars. And they're all going to be in this frame as far as design expression, but also in technology. So we're very excited about it.
Well, and I'm sure all your fans here in the US and around the world actually are really excited too, because for a while their there weren't that many good news for Volvo. Now there's only good news.
Only good news so far, and that's the way we want to keep it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna say enjoy the traffic, but we're gonna
enjoy the traffic.
Well, exactly.
With adaptive cruise control.
Exactly. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.